Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to the Life of Ashley. I'm so happy you decided to stop by and share this time with me. If this is your first time coming to my channel, you'll find here family vlogs, maybe a little bit of cooking, some story times. Today I'm going to be kind of talking about some study tips for nursing. So if you click this, you're probably about to go to nursing, or maybe you're already in the program. Ashley, and welcome to the Life of Ashley. House cleaning things really quick. So I am an LPN, which stands for Licensed Practical Nurse, in the state that I'm in. Some states call it LVN, but in the state that I'm at, in Oklahoma City, I'm considered an LPN, Licensed Practical Nurse. So you might be wondering, okay, so what's the difference between the LPN and the RN? So there's a few differences with that. So one of the differences is that if you get your RN, you will have an associate's degree, versus your LPN, you have a vocational school certificate. LPN school, it can be from 10 months to 12 months, depending on if you're in the 1+1 program or if you are on the traditional program. RN, you would standardly go for 2 years. You can also, if you have your LPN, you can do LPN to RN, and that is called a career ladder program, and you would basically go for an additional 1.5 years. So that's just kind of like a little bit of the difference. Also, if it was LPN and RN working in the same facility, the LPN would be working directly under the RN. The RN would have to push all of your IV meds. The LPNs are not able to do that. RNs are able to handle blood transfusions, versus the LPNs cannot do that. So if that kind of shows you, that's a couple of the differences between the LPN and the RN. Whether you are an LPN, whether you are going to school for RN, these tips that I have will help you no matter which one you're doing. And so that's the good thing about it. I have been an LPN now for 2 years, and I went to a vocational school, and I did the traditional program, which took 12 months. At the time, I had 2 children and a husband. Now I have 3 kids. So let's get into these tips that I have. See me kind of looking back up and down because I'm going to be looking at my notes. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget anything, okay? Alrighty. So the first tip is have a support system. I cannot stress this to you enough. You have to have a support system, whether that's your husband, whether that's your parents, your brother, your sister, whoever is around you. You will need them the next year or 2 years, whichever program you're in. For me, as soon as I got my letter, I was so excited. I cried for 2 days. And I just was overjoyed with finally getting into this program that I had been working so hard to get in. And I already knew, because it had already taken me a while for me to get in, and I knew that I would need my family. And so I had family meetings. I first sat down with my husband, and I said, babe, I'm going to need you wholeheartedly for the next 12 months. I might not be able to cook every night. I might not be able to clean up every single day, but I am going to need you to basically run this house and these children and be patient with me in the process. There's going to be some long hours. I'm going to be up some nights studying. I'm going to have to go to study groups sometime. Sometimes I'm going to come to bed late, but I'm going to need you. I talk to my mom. I talk to my sisters. Hey, I might need you to help my husband, pick the kids up from daycare or school or whatever was going on. And so I had a support system with my family, my friends, and my husband, because they are the people that will hold you up when you feel like giving up, when you don't know what to do, or when you're needing to study and you need that extra day or you need that extra hour. You will need your support system. So that is one of the number one things that you need to do. Don't procrastinate. Nursing school is a whole new beast. It is not like regular college. I have an associate's degree, and it was different, once I got into nursing school. It's nursing school, you just cannot procrastinate because you already have so many assignments that they will give you and put on you. So you don't have time to wait till the night before to study. That's just not even an option for you. So do not procrastinate, okay? I cannot stress it to you enough. Don't procrastinate. Do something every day. So in my school, in the beginning of the week, the teachers would go ahead and give us all of these assignments. Some of them were not even due until 4 weeks from that point. And so you might think, well, I can do it the week of. It's not due until 4 weeks from now. But if you prioritize yourself and you have time, do something every single day, whether it's going over some words or whether it's studying for a little bit, whether it's working on an assignment. Do something with your nursing stuff every single day. Even if you're caught up on all of your things, do some practice questions. There's so many apps that you can download on your phone, and you can just go through those questions and do practice questions, but do something every single day. This will help you, especially as tests begin to come up. At my school, we had 1 to 2 tests a week. And so there was really no time for me to not do something every day. So if I can't stress that to you enough, do something every single day, okay? Tip 4, after you begin to go to school, as you will see, if you're already in nursing school, you already know what I'm talking about. But if you're about to start, when you start taking those tests, if you happen to fail or if you barely passed, I would advise you to get help early. At my particular school, an 80% was a C, a 93 was an A. If you, let's say you made that 80 or you made a 79, I would advise you to definitely go to your counselor and talk to them about everything. Go and talk to them. Okay, why did I miss this question? What could I have done differently? Go back and just reevaluate how you studied. Did you spend enough time? Did you read the chapter? Did you do enough practice questions? Did you kind of slack, or did you really not get that information? Do not be embarrassed about it. Don't procrastinate. If you fail a test, get help early. Don't wait. In nursing school, you cannot, because you can get kicked out for being 1 point short. And that's the same whether it's LPN or RN school. So I cannot stress to you enough, if you need help, get help early, okay? Tip 5, do not get stuck on, I have to get straight A's. Like I said before, in nursing school, the grading scale is different. For my particular school, an 80 was a C, a 93 was an A. So try not to get stuck on, I have to have straight A's, I have to have straight A's. because if you do, you will always be stressed out in nursing school, and there's already a bunch of other things that is going on. So don't get caught up on that. Tip number 6, prioritize. I cannot stress that enough to you. With me being a wife, with me being a mommy of 2 boys at the time, I had to prioritize because I had a lot of things going on. So one of the things that I did was I went to the grocery store on Saturdays, or if we got out of class early or something like that, I would go to the store on those days. But whenever I did go to the store, I would grocery shop by a menu. And so I would sit down with my family and see what they wanted to eat and for that week. And I would grocery shop according to that. And so those are the things that I try to take care of on the weekends. I also, with the help of my husband, we got all of their clothes out for the entire week. We and my husband ironed all of those clothes. They had clothes for 7 days for the week. So all we had to do was literally go get the outfit, set everything out the night before. That was the thing to prep us for the week. And it made life so much easier on us. So if I cannot stress that to you enough, to prioritize. My particular program, I was there Monday through Friday. So I didn't have time to do a lot of things last minute. I had to be prioritized and organized to do what I needed to do. So just make sure you have that, and I think that that will definitely help you along the way. Number 7, be here now. I heard this motto years ago when I was getting my associate's degree. Be here now. What does that mean? Be here now. Be here now means that when it's time to study, your mind is studying. That's what you're doing for that moment. You can't be here now if it's time to cook dinner and your kids are hungry, your husband just got off work and he hasn't even had the opportunity to change, and you're trying to study. You can't do that. You have to be here now. So plan your day accordingly. Do things in order. So one of the things that I would do is I knew when everybody got home they would be hungry. So it goes back to the meal prepping and all of those things. And so I make sure everybody had something to eat. Made sure everybody was bathed. Made sure my husband was straight. And when they were all taken care of, I would have about 2.5 hours before bedtime most days. And my husband knew at that time it would be time for me to go study. And so that is what I did. And I mean, it even got so bad where I just left my phone with my husband so that if anybody called or texted, I wouldn't be distracted about that. And so that is what I did. So whenever you do start studying and things like that, make sure that you be here now. Don't do it when you know you're busy. Oh, I have those dishes that I needed to wash. Oh, I have those clothes in the washer. No, because your mind is not focused. And if you're not focused, then you cannot remember the information that you're putting into your head. And that's important for you to have for nursing school, okay? 8, and this kind of rolls into the be here now. Have a scheduled time to study. Like I was saying before, my husband already knew from this hour to this hour, I would be studying. That means nobody is coming into the room to bother me. I am taking care of business at that moment. And so have a scheduled time that you know that you're going to study, whether for me, studying by myself is what I needed to do. But then there was other times that I needed a group, depending on what the subject was and what the assignment was. And so whatever time that you decide, make sure it's scheduled with your support group. So try not to do anything last minute, especially when you're doing, involving kids and you're having to depend on other people. Make sure you have a scheduled time that you can study, okay? Number 9, record every lecture. Record. I cannot stress this to you enough. When you're in class, there's a lot of things going on. The teachers are throwing so much stuff to you. And sometimes I remember recording things and I'm like, I don't even remember her saying that. But I was blessed enough to have recorded it, and I was able to go back through. And what I literally did was I read the chapter first. When it was my scheduled study time, I read the chapter. I don't care if it was 70 pages. I read the chapter page by page, went to the back of the chapter, answered those questions, and then I looked at my PowerPoint. Now, I had retyped up my PowerPoint and made it to extra large boxes so that I could put notes inside of that. And so that is what I did. I would go through that PowerPoint that I had retyped up. And as I was doing that, after I had read the chapter, I did the questions, and now it was time to go over the PowerPoint from class. I would start the recording and start listening to it. And as the teacher began to talk about particular topics, I would go to that on the PowerPoint. And then I would remember, oh, I seen this on this page, or hey, I took some notes about this. And if the teacher kept repeating it like more than 2 times, I would make some asterisks about it on that page, because that might be on the test. So I hope that can help you with that, okay? Number 10. This is a big one, guys. Very big. Listen to me. Listen, Linda. Listen to me. Okay? Come on. On test day, everybody is lined up. Everybody got their notes out. Everybody's gotten there, right? You stay away from people who have bad energy. Stay to yourself. You don't need anybody's bad energy falling on you about this test. You already have enough going on. Those people that didn't get no sleep last night, those people that waited to the last minute to study, those people that are having test anxiety, you literally walk away from those people. I don't care if you have to walk down the hall. You're not being rude. You don't need that energy on you. You don't need it. So for me, on test day, I had one person that I talked to, and if she was worked up, I walked away from her, and she already knew. But if she was calm, cool, and collective, we would sit together and we would go over our little notes, and we would be good. But if she was worked up, or if I was sitting around anybody that was worked up, I walked away, because I could not deal with that. I was trusting God too much. And sometimes people's energy can run off on you. And I already had enough problems for myself. So I had to walk away from that. So I cannot stress that to you enough. Do not let other people's energy rub off on you. When it's test day, you stay to yourself or the trusted study partner that you have. That will definitely help you. And now we're coming to the last tip. The last tip is do not give up. I cannot stress this enough to you. Don't give up. You're going to have some bad days. You're going to have some days where you don't feel like doing crap. I remember failing a test and literally going to Brahms, our ice cream parlor, and just getting me a double dip chocolate almond goodness and just sitting in the car crying and eating it. You're gonna have those days. We're only human. But in the back of your mind, after you're done having that pity party and those tears and that ice cream, you got to remind yourself not to give up. I hope that this video has blessed you in some type of way, and I'm gonna let you go. Good night. Bye.